maraming nagugutom.
Dito po sa Metro Manila, may refocus po natin yung ating mga personnel. Maraming ating mga kabayan dahil nga marami na tayong mga permitted industries. So in general po, nakita natin naman na maayos at inasahan po natin na sa mga susunod na oras o mga araw ay lalo pong ma-appreciate ng ating mga kabayan itong ating bagong alert level system.
We are still at war, and I know that the economy is an issue, but let us not waste whatever gains that we have sa pagmamadali natin.
Metro Manila entered into localized lockdowns as of today, as citizens' organizations appealed to the government to improve its response to the pandemic. Will the change in quarantine classifications address the weaknesses of the government response? We discuss in this episode of The Chiefs. Welcome to this Thursday edition of The Chiefs. I'm Ed Lingao. And also with us is Luchi Cruz Valdez, the head of News 5. And in a few minutes, also joining us will be Ana Marie Pamintuan of the Philippine Star. Luchi, magandang gabi.
Hi, Ed.
Yes,
Good
anong malaking
evening.
istorya ngayon? Yung ICC, I suppose?
Well, of course, yes, the ICC na talagang hindi susuko. Well, meron naman siyang legal reasons, yes.
Pero mahaba-haba pang proseso. Kumbaga sa kung if you draw parallels with the Philippine judicial system, parang kakadaan pa lang niya sa piskal.
Talaga, yeah. Tsaka hindi
Pasimula
lang
pa.
yun ang storya ngayon, Siyempre, yung ding birada niya na mas favored niya ang congressional hearing.
Oo nga naman. Bakit kaya?
Yes, a Senate hearing. Marami siyang kakampi, siyempre, no? Obvious ba?
Wala akong sinabi. Ikaw nagsabi nun.
Laban sa Senado. Hindi naman kailangan i-analyze yun. Pero, yeah, tuloy pa rin. So, yan ang mga abangan pa rin natin.
Yeah, and of course, let's not forget, and this is our main topic for tonight, yung pagsimula ng granular lockdowns along with the
Right.
4-level alert system. And that's why we have with us tonight MMDA Chairman Ben-Hur ABALOS. Chairman ABALOS, maraming salamat po for joining us tonight. And welcome back to the Chiefs.
Salamat,
Good
Ed.
evening, Chairman.
King Luchi, Ed, sa lahat po ng mga nanonood, good evening po.
Parang maganda po yung t-shirt nyo. Ano yan? I
love
MMDA.
Metro Manila.
Ayun. Okay.
Di ba?
Okay yan, okay yan.
Ganyan ang commitment.
Kung magsuot
Tsaka
po ako niyan.
positive thinking.
Kung magsuot po ako niyan sa EDSA, hindi ako huli naman.
Humihingi ng shirt ko.
Chairman, teka po. Sorry. Okay. All levity aside. Sir, first day po ng ating granular lockdowns at yung 4-level alert system. Let's have an assessment po muna dun sa bagong sistema. How was it in Metro Manila?
Well, Ed, I would say maganda, no? And really, the mayors, no, they came up to the challenge in the sense na, actually, tama si Luchi, na-postpone lang ito. Pero more or less, napagandaan ng gusto. Andiyan ang mga kapulisyahan natin, talagang sa baba, masyado stricto. And we made sure na yung mga establishments talaga, marami yan, talagang napakarami yan. Yung mga vaccinated na mga individuals sila. Nag-ikot ako kanina, may mga stickers pa, yung mga ibang LGUs na nilalagay tungkol dito. Maganda, napakaganda. At I would say, talagang maganda.
Talagang
Feel mo yung happiness, sabi mo kanina eh.
Totoo yun, Luchi. Kasi sa totoo lang, sa nangyayari ba, I mean, sa mga nakikinig po, nagpuwang lang tayong konti. Explain ko sa inyo kung bakit konting-konti yun sa lahat ng activities. And yet, yung nga ang challenge, yung konting yun, kailangan maging successful. No? Dahil tayo ang pilot sa Metro Manila. At kung maging successful tayo dito, hopefully, bumaba sana ng 1 level para naman mas lalo lumuwang ang ekonomiya. At of course, mas maraming ma-unclog natin mga pasyente sa ospital.
Opo, Chairman. Pero Chairman, did you by any chance identify or see any challenges or any rough spots that need to be smoothened out in the next few days?
Well, let me walk you through, no? Ang importante kasi rito, ang binuksan nating industriya, hindi naman lahat eh. Kung titignan mo itong alert level na ito yung nakakonsentrate talaga, ang alert level, tanggalin yung mga letters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lang tayo ngayon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ako, iniisip ko lang yung 1, okay lahat. Yung 5, mahigpit, sarado. Yung 2, 50%. Yung 3, 30%.
Pero Chairman,
At yung
Chairman,
4,
baka mas maigi po, baka mas maigi, pag-usapan natin muna yung 4. Nasa 4 na po tayo ngayon.
Yes. So sa 4 tayo ngayon, tandaan nyo lang po ito yung tatlong Cs, yun lang. Yung tatlong Cs na yun, yung crowded, close space, and close contact. Close contact, yung malapitan, mga barbero, mga spa, etc. Yung pong mga crowded, yung mga misa, and of course, yung close space, yung mga restaurant. Ngayon, mahaba po listahan yan. Pero ang ginawa ng IATF, halos 4 lang o 3 lang ang binuksan. Number 1, ang restaurants. Number 2, yung grupo ng barbershop, nail and hair salon, and beauty shop.
Personal services.
And pangatlo, yung simbahan. So sa dami ng listahan na yon, yung mga gym, sarado muna, cinema, sarado muna, yun lang 3 puwang na yun. At yung 3 puwang na yun, kung titignan po natin, mahigpit pa. Isipin mo, 10% lang sa indoor, at yung 10% dapat bakunado ka, at yung mga empleyado bakunado. Tapos yung 30% sa labas, which is al fresco, maski sino, kung kukumpitin mo, sabi ni Mon Lopez, that's only about 12% of the whole business. Bakit 12%? Dahil usually daw, yung 90% ay nando sa indoor. And that's only 10%,
Yes.
so that's 9%. Plus 3% sa labas, which is at 10%, that's 12%. Konting-konting puwang, and yet, we must make sure it should be successful. This should be a successful experiment. And at the same time, Ed, while we're doing that, naghihigpit kami into testing, granular lockdowns, nahihigpit ang mga mayors sa mga isolation, andyan mga police umiikot to make sure naman bumaba ang kaso natin. That is the greater challenge para tulungan ng mga doktor at nurses natin.
So anong indicators nyo when you say para siguradong successful? Magagawa nyo bang ma-measure ang success in a matter of 2 weeks?
Kumbaga
Really?
metrics. Anong metrics natin?
Yeah.
Well, ang matrix talaga nito ng it's level 1, 2, 3, 4. Para bumaba ka into level 3, titignan ang hospital utilization rate mo at titignan itong tinatawag natin level of infection. Nung una nagkaroon kami ng question dito, dahil kine-question namin, let's say San Juan, ang number 1 hospital sa San Juan is Cardinal Santos. Alam naman natin na dahil magaling siya, hindi lahat na nandiyan yung mga tiga San Juan. The most is 20%. Karamihan dyan tiga labas. But what if? Yung San Juan itself, mababa ang kaso, wala na masyadong infeksyon, mababa attack rate, tapos yung ospital niya parating puno.
Yeah.
Would San Juan always be on level 4? So it will be unfair on the economic activity of San Juan. So yun ang pinaglaban ng mga mayors. So dahil dito, ang bagong batayan will be yung ospital sa buong Metro Manila, at the same time, titignan maigi yung level of infection in every LGU. So yun ang challenge sa amin to make sure that these granular lockdowns will really work. We must really make sure na talagang ma-isolate kaagad yung kinakailangan at magigpit ng gusto. Although we have opened a very, very small portion of business.
Chairman, pero po, we meant metrics po, hindi po matrix. Yung matrix po, iba po gumagawa nun. Yung metrics po, what's the basis for measuring success or failure or whatever's in between in the next 2 weeks, after which we will be reassessing eh?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's like this. Yung binention ko kanina, ang goal talaga namin is to make sure bumaba kami ng 1 level into alert level 3 para mag 30% kami. So siguro ang level na lang
So
natin.
that's the target.
That's the
Pero
target.
paano nyo nga, how can you tell na eto na, bumaba na? Is it just the number of cases? Is it just the hospital or utilization, capacity utilization? Ano bang measure?
Usually, Lucy and Ed, it's DOH, Just like Pag-asa, who will determine the alert level in any typhoon. In this alert level, it is the Department of Health who determines kung anong alert level ka.
Pero dapat may basihan din sila, sir. Kasi yun nga sinasabi rin kagabi, we got to talk to ECOP head Sergio Ortiz Luis, no?
Yeah.
And parang sinasabi nga niya, kung DOH lang yan, lagi ang magja-judge kung humusay ba o hindi, eh hindi naman nadadagdagan din yung number of hospital rooms, hindi nadadagdagan yung ICU beds, di ba? And yet, alam na natin na habang tumataas ang numbers, laging puno yan, so hindi na tayo makakaahon. So my question nga is, paano kung yun lang ang babasihan nyo, yung hospital beds, hindi naman sir dumadami yun, di ba? I mean, hindi ba dapat nga...
Precisely, Luchi, yun ang naging question nga namin before. It should never be based on the hospital beds. Kasi it will be unfair to the LGU. It will really be unfair even for Metro Manila as a region dahil nagpupunta sa atin, nagpapagamot, hindi lang tiga Metro Manila. No? So sinabi sa amin ng DOH, ang ginawa nila, hindi na nila ginawa per LGU, per region, at parang hindi nila explain maigi. But the way they told this to us is that they're going to re-examine everything right now at talagang hihimayin nila. Kasi sabi ko nga sa kanila, dapat yung bibigyan nyo sa aming mga determinants of factors should be reflective on what is happening on the ground. Kung talagang hindi na ganun, I'll give you one example. No? I just got this from Okta a while ago, the reproductive rate. Ako, nawala.
bumaba na raw.
Hindi ko
Bumaba
nadalo.
na to 1.2. No, yung
Imagine mo, ha? So sa mga nakikinig po, ang reproductive rate ay nanganganak yung virus, no? From 1.9, kung dati 1.9, ngayon 1.29 if I'm not mistaken, di ba? Luchi, parang ganun eh.
Yes,
Yun ang
yes.
hawak ko eh. So,
baka nga raw 1 na eh. Sabi
Yes.
nung sa tweet, no?
Lako, kumagwan, lako, napakaganda nito. Napakaganda. Talagang, ibig sabihin, tumataas ka, pero sana it should get to a point na yung increments mo, hindi ganun kalalaki.
Lumiliit,
Talagang
yes.
lumiliit na lang hanggang magplato na tayo. No?
Yes, that's
that's
true.
true.
But the fact remains that you have, yun na nga, no, the tyranny of numbers, you still have 20+ thousand. And a certain percentage of that will be hospitalized and will be severely hospitalized, no? So, I mean, severely...
Kumbaga yung baseline mo, sir, talagang hindi na
Oo,
bababa yung
no?
baseline eh.
Oo, so parang anong gagamitin nating measure? Is it just the R not going down and then we'll move on to level 3? 'Di ba? Parang nakakatakot din 'yun, 'di ba? Ang dami pa
I'll be
rin.
frank with you. We left that with the experts. It's not with us. The experts are really the health experts. Kasi mahirap eh. It's so hard to calibrate the economy and health issue here eh. All that the team asked for is a slight opening, which is this one. Napakaliit. Tignan mo, napakaliit itong restaurant na ito, 10 and 30%. Napakaliit itong beauty parlor na ito. No? Yun ang hiningi. Kaya nga, unti-untiin na lang ito. Pero of course, you've got, on the other hand, tama sabi nyo, andyan na ospital, andyan punong ICU. So, what do we do now? No? So, kaya humingi ng konting puwang, and then you weigh both, and the experts will be there to really monitor it. In 1 week, malalaman po natin.
Let's bring in our co-host, sir, si Ana Marie Pamintuan is also joining us from the Philippine Star at the port area.
Good evening. Good evening, Ana Marie. Yes.
Chairman, ang papel ng MMDA is in enforcement, di ba?
Yes.
Ang inaalala ng mga health workers, kaya daw ba niyong i-enforce? Lalo na kasi sinabi nga ni Lucci, kausap namin kagabi si ECO President Sergio Ortiz Luis, sabi rin niya, maraming mga businesses na hindi viable sa kanila yung capacities na binigay niya. And most likely, marami dyan hindi naman susunod. In the first place, mahirap na enforce. Kaya niyo bang i-enforce yung capacity limits? Kasi yun ang inaalala ng mga health workers Kaya niyo bang mapigil yan kung mag-full capacity yan? Hindi naman makakita.
Well, ang ginawa namin dito, that's why MMDA is a coordinating body, AMI, no? So we coordinate with the LGUs with the national. So we already had a meeting with General Danao the other night and with General Dixon. No? Kailangan namin ng tulong nila. And not only that, also with the DTI. Napakahirap po talagang sa dami ng ano rito, talagang napakahirap. Hindi talaga biro. I would admit, talagang mahirap. Pero ang mga mayors ay talagang binaba na ang kanilang mga inspektor tungkol dito. And by the way, if you're going to show a vaccination card, ang isang requirement is also for you to show an ID. Dapat nga government issued ID para ibabangga po natin, no? Para makumpit. Yes.
Okay. Yung kasi may balita kami ngayon, ang Pateros magtatag daw ng mga bahay na may COVID with yellow ribbons. Sarili ba nila yon or are those measures allowed?
It's the first time I've heard about it. No, it's just them, LGU. Kami po sa Mandaluyong baliktad, no, last month. Ang ginagawa naman namin, it's something positive. Ang ginagawa namin, meron kaming sticker sa mga bakunado nakalagay, relaxed.
Yes.
This house is boxed. So it's a positive. It's kabaliktaran naman ang ginawa namin. At yun ang ginawa din namin sa mga establishment. Relaxed, we're boxed.
Pero pwede ba yon that you are tagging a house?
Yes, right.
No, it's
contact
something.
tracing nga, bawal yung pangalan.
Discriminatory yun ah.
Is there a legal issue?
It's something.
Pwede ba yon? Kasi
It's
kahit
something-
contact tracing, hindi nga pwedeng pangalanan yung tao, di ba? Kaya nga
It's something-
nilareklamo nila.
Okay, it's something positive yung ginagawa namin sa amin. Hindi namin sinasabi, oops, ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Sinasabi lang, relaxed, we're boxed.
Yeah,
No?
yeah, that's okay.
We're not
Hindi, pero
tagging
syempre,
natin.
sir, pag walang sticker yung bahay ko, di para akong salot. I
Pero
mean,
hindi
ganun
naman,
ang magiging
mali
tingin
naman.
sa
It's just, no,
bahay. I
parang-
mean,
parang-
I'm just saying, no? Pag wala kang sticker in a neighborhood,
it's something positive. It's something and then let's face it, even if you go anywhere else in the whole world, no. Sa ngayon, there are certain countries who have certain policies you cannot even enter kung hindi ka bakunado Nangyayari yun Pero itong nangyayari ngayon, sinasabi natin, tinatag natin ganyan.
Na
It's
may
the first
COVID,
time-
iba yun Iba yun
Ano yun?
You're saying a house has COVID cases. Iiwasan niya ng mga tao. Paano yun? Yung mga taong
Yes, sir.
nandun
Well, sir, specifically
Hindi na
yung
sila
case ni Ami,
makakalabas.
yung Pateros.
Hindi, yung Pateros, hindi ko ho alam. Ami, let me study that. I'll talk with the mayor of Pateros, okay? Ngayon ko lang kasi narinig yung sa Pateros Okay, I'll talk with Mayor Ike about this.
Because it might become a legal issue if at all. It might become a legal issue.
yes.
Kailan ba ho yan? Ngayon lang umaga? Ngayon lang araw na to?
Si Mayor na kino-quote nung reporter namin na nagsabi.
Yeah, siguro i-double check ko lang, no? Kasi baka mamaya about reporting, sige, I'll just have it double checked.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sige.
Sir, sabi rin ni Mr. Ortiz, no, na yun na nga, 100,000 workers lang daw ang makikinabang sa alert level 4. At halos walang epekto nga naman ito, no? At marami rin kami nakausap kanina ng mga restaurant owners, small business owners na hindi na lang din sila nagbukas dahil feeling nga nila, kung 2-3 lang naman ang customer mo, di para ka rin nagsasayang ng pera, di ba? Ano ang masasabi nyo sa mga ganyan?
Well, sa totoo lang, Luchi, ang hirap talaga i-calibrate Maski anong gawin mo ngayon, may masasabi ang tao Hindi ka magbubukas, magagalit ang negosyo. Magbukas ka, may masasabi ka, napupuno ang mga ospital. So, ang ginagawa nga natin ngayon, inuunti-unti natin, no? Tingnan natin, this is 2 weeks, no? Gumawa tayo ng policy na very flexible. Let's see, ang sabi ko nga kanina, ito hamon sa NCR ito If we do this right in 2 weeks, I hope, kasi if this will be there will be good result here. Sa buong Pilipinas na i-apply itong pilot na ito No? At ang bigger challenge dito sana, mapababa talaga namin ang kaso at magkaroon pa kami ng puwang dito talaga sa negosyo.
Yes, sir.
Kasi at alert level 3, that will be 30% laking bagay na nun. Yun ang challenge sa amin ngayon.
Yes, sir. It does make sense na graduated yung movements ng lockdowns Pero on the other hand, may problema rin po tayo doon sa lag time ng reporting ng cases. And we've heard this several times before na yun nga your cases, the new infections today will only reflect 2 weeks later. So in other words, by the time the time comes around that you have to decide on whether to extend or not, hindi paramdam yung naging epekto ng shift ng sistema. In which case, parang anong basihan that's why we were asking about metrics kanina anong magiging basihan for making a decision on whether to extend the lockdown or not if the lag time is mga 2 weeks or more?
Well, actually, Ed, ganito yan, ano? Nung binigay ito sa IATF, it was developed by the, what we call a technical working group. The technical working group is made up of an interagency team. Meron from the legal, meron of course from the economic, meron mga about local government, and most importantly, medical and health experts.
Yes, sir.
So when they did this pilot in 2 weeks, no, at sasabihin nila, i-assess nila, siguro lahat ng mga questions na yun, nandun na yun eh. Kami sa, like us, me, MMDA, we're just following what was given to us as a pilot eh. Basta we're going to do this, we're going to do this, tignan nyo na lang on how we're performing eh. Yun na lang ang ginagawa namin ngayon eh. Pero for them to determine saan na tayo ngayon, it's really up for the experts. No, that is their field, Ed.
Yes, sir. We understand.
Actually, yung bakuna, sir, kasi, yun ang sinasabi nga, no, na ang papapasukin lang, mga bakunado. And yet, ang problema nga, sir, yung ang daming gusto magpabakuna, kulang na lang naman sa bakuna, no? So, ano naman ang gagawin din ng ordinaryong mamamayan na ngayon na discriminate pa, samantalang wala namang supply, no? I mean, not to mention the ones who are really against the vaccine. Wala na tayong magagawa doon. But the point is, why are we discriminating against unvaccinated people when it's not really their fault? That it may not be their fault that they're unvaccinated.
Okay, I'll answer it ng dalawang no? Basis. Number one, ang population po ng Metro Manila is 14 million. The eligible population, meaning yung pwedeng bakunahan, is about 9.8 million. Tinanggal ko yung 30%. Why? 30% represents ages 0 to 17. Ilan na ho ang bakuna natin ngayon? So 9.8 ang nabakunahan na sa Metro Manila is 14,682. Ang nakakadalawang bakuna na, two full dose, two protection, is 63.72%. Almost 64%, this is September 15. That is equivalent to 6,244,568,000. Ang nakaka-first dose is about 86% of the eligible population of Metro Manila. That is 8,437,620. Kung hihimayin natin tong first dose, usually magsa-second dose ka. Kung ikaw is Sputnik and Pfizer, that is 21 days from the first dose. Kung ito'y Sinovac, Moderna, and Sinopharm, that is about 28 days. Johnson is 1 dose. So let's make it 1 month na lang po. So today is September 15. October 15. 16 na pala. Sorry, Luchi, sorry. So October 15, hopefully, with the second dose, no, we will be hitting 79.3 or almost 80% of all of Metro Manila. That is about 7.8 million. At naka-reserve na yan kay Sec Beans, yung second dose na yan. Imagine almost 80%, 79 point something, no? At December 15, siguro kaya na natin 88.99, halos 90% na tayo by December 15, no? So yun. Yung sa Metro Manila, in the whole country, ito na pinaka-most vaccinated region. Kaya dito po ginawa itong experiment na ito, itong pilot na ito. No? At yung pangalawa naman, yung sinasabi nating 10%, sa totoo lang, bawal eh. No? Parang ginawa nilang privilege eh. If you want to, hindi ba yung sinasabi, oops, bawal ka, ito baliktad eh. But it's more of a positive reinforcement eh. If you're vaccinated, okay, you could dine in, but it's only 10%. Ginawa na lang, siningit na lang po ito eh, para lang dumagdag ng konti. Ganun po ang nangyari dito.
Chairman, isang tanong ng mga mayors na nakausap namin isi-share daw ba ng national government yung mga resources for giving ayuda kapag nag-granular lockdown? Kasi pwedeng abutin nyo ng 14 days, kahit isang bloke lang yan ng kalye, marami-raming tao yun. So, nasagot na ba yun? Tutulong ba?
Yes. Ito ba ho yung resource sharing and yung
yung pagbigay ng pagkain, lahat-lahat na.
Yes, Ami. Actually, ako mismo yung humingi na ng tulong kasi nakikita ko sa mga mayors talagang kawawa eh. Kasi nag-shift na sa LGU eh.
Yes.
Ipin mo, we're not only talking of granular lockdowns, of which we've got 3,000 families right now. You
Yes.
have to feed them every day for 14 days. You've got to give them breakfast, lunch, dinner. Not only that, but how about those in the isolation centers? How about those in the quarantine centers? Papakainin mo rin yan. So
Oo,
there
ano,
will come to a point na talaga stretch na. So I requested NEDA. Tamang-tama sila Sec Carl. At napakabait ni Sec Rose, umuo sila sa amin. I had a meeting with them, with the Zoom, with the mayors. Umuo sila. And it's DSWD. Binigay yung task sa DSWD at ayun nga, kailangan daw may sulat, lahat-lahat. Ang usapan namin, 1 week, if it's 14 days, 1 week muna LGU, after 14 days, it should be DSWD. Kaya nga pinupukpok namin ngayon, kailan ba ito, dahil talagang mahirap dahil ito na tayo sa peak ng mga kaso no? Pero umuupo sila sa amin. Ipa-follow up ko na lang po, Ami.
paano
Babalik po ako sa... Ay, sige, go ahead.
yung facilities for testing? Kasi ito, nagkakasundo yung health workers and the businessmen na baliwala daw yung lockdown, wala na namang mangyayari yan. Kung hindi nyo intensify yung testing and contact tracing, nadagdagan ba yung capability? In fact, yung gusto ng businessmen mag-free testing ang government para talagang sa granular lockdown lang naman. Kaya
Yeah.
ba yun?
Yeah.
Ano
The testing is really with Secretary Vince Dizon, no? That is why, nung bilang paghahanda rito, they were giving us 25,000 a week. So I've called up Sec Vince, I've told them, Sec Vince, kulangin kami rito. Pakidagdagan mo na lang, doblihin mo na. Because I was basing it on the peak last April. At inuuhan naman ako ni Sec Vince tungkol dito. And I'm sure binibigay niya naman, binibigay niya. Ipa-follow up pala sa office. O inuuhan niya ako sa 50,000. Sa contact tracing naman, mag-expire na yung binigay sa aming mga tupad ni Secretary Bello. And I would like really to thank Secretary Bello here dahil ang laking bagay ng 5,000 contact tracers. And aside from that, yung DILG. So we've got DILG contact tracers, we've got those from the Department of Labor, at bukod pa sa kinuha ng mga LGU. So lahat-lahat, we've got about lahat-lahat, ang natitrace nila is 1:15. Yun ang huling ratio nakuha ko sa DOH, which is fairly good, no? Maganda na yun. Maganda na yung ganung natitrace na yun. Ang importante lang, baka mapuno ang aming isolation centers. Baka mapuno ang quarantine. So kailangan may suporta. Kasi pagka-trace mo, lalagay mo sa isolation yan At ito'y nilalagay sa hotels. We call this Oplan Kalinga Hotels. It's run by the Office of the Civilian Defense, no? Kaya nga, that's almost full. Siguro kukuha pa sila ng mga hotels tungkol dito. And these are for the asymptomatics, just to walk you through. Kung ikaw ay na-test, wala ka naman symptoms, dito ka sa tatlo. Isolation, quarantine ng LGU, or dito ka sa Oplang Kalinga, yung mga hotels. Ngayon, kung ikaw naman ay symptomatic ka, doon ka sa may doktor sa temporary treatment facilities, 8 po iyan. Ginagawa ito to make sure para ma-declog ang ating mga hospitals. No, doon muna sila. Otherwise, mapupuno talaga ang ospital. Yes.
Okay.
Chairman, mabalik lang ako sa bakuna, no? Dahil marami nang nabakunahan sa NCR. And in fact, yung Quezon City government ay naghahanda ng magbakuna ng mga estudyante. In other words, mga
Minors.
below 18, no? From 12 to 17. Yung mga iba po bang mga lungsod, gagawin na rin yun? Para nga naman na makapaghanda na rin for, possible face-to-face siguro na klase.
Well, sana, no? Actually, nung aming meeting, natuwa ako sa isang presentation ni Secretary Popoy Vera, yung ating CHED Secretary. Natuwa ako dahil may nireport siya about a face-to-face classes ng mga medical students. No? Basta pala medical students pwede na mag face-to-face. At sa nireport niya, walang nagkasakit. No? I think they were vaccinated kung paano. So, vaccinated, no, Ami? Ang ganda ng report ni Popoy. And ito yung pwedeng i-duplicate in the future. Yun lang nga, nagkaroon tayo ng mga breakthrough infections. Yun ang masama, itong breakthrough na to. No? Oo. Pero siguro, pwedeng gayahin yun. Pagdating naman dito kay Mayor Joy about the face-to-face sa baba, sa totoo lang, tinatanong lang namin ng mga mayors tungkol dito sa nilabas ng FDA about 2 vaccines, about Pfizer and I think Moderna, na parang pinayagan para sa mga bata. No? So what they are doing right now, I think it's Manila, Quezon City, may mga LGUs, no, halos lahat naman, na nagpaparehistro na kami ng mga bata just in case lang. Just in case magkaroon ng vaccines.
So paghahanda pa lang.
Paghahanda
pa lang.
Yes, yes. At hindi lang yun, Lucy, ano? It's not a matter of yung ipaparehistro mo, pero dapat may grouping, may priority. If I'm not mistaken, ang pagkasabi sa akin, uunahin yung anak ng mga medical frontliners, which are the A1 group. And then the children with comorbidities, etc., etc. No? Parang ganun.
Categories
The same
din.
priority
Categories
list.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Maraming salamat po, MMDA Chairman Ben Abalos. Sir, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Salamat, sir.
Salamat. Thank you.
Ingat po. We will just go into a break, so please stay with us. Welcome back to the Chiefs here on One News, and now joining us is PNP Chief Director General Guillermo ELEAZAR. General ELEAZAR, magandang gabi po. Sorry, I said Director General. Hindi na pala Director General, no?
General pa rin.
General.
General pa rin naman. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, sir.
Good evening.
General.
Magandang gabi sa inyo, Ed, Lucy, and Ami.
Magandang
Ganun din
gabi
sa
po.
mga televiewers natin.
Kamusta? Well, marami tayong gustong pag-usapan ngayon, pero siyempre simulan natin sa day 1 ng granular lockdown at yung 4 alert level system. Kamusta po ang inyong assessment?
First day ngayon, and generally peaceful. Wala namang mga untoward incident tayo na natanggap. Siguro, nakikiramdam pa rin ang ating mga kababayan. And for today, ang ating mga police, ang ating deployment, we refocus them instead from the quarantine control points, at least for Metro Manila, doon natin sila tinutok ngayon doon sa mga places kung saan nagdadagsaan ng ating mga kababayan to ensure that they are observing the minimum public health standard, particularly itong wearing of face mask, face shield, at saka pati yung hindi nagkumpul-kumpulan. And of course, the chiefs of police of the different cities here in Metro Manila were advised to coordinate closely with their LGUs para dun sa mga areas placed under granular lockdown. So, I would just like to report na itong ating MECQ for the past 26 days, ito na mag-start tayo ng September 21 until yesterday, we have registered 328,000 accosted violators. Nag-average siya ng 12,600. That's for Metro Manila. For the entire Philippines, that was around 1.6 million. Yung buong 26 days na yon, averaging 63,400 per day. Na nagpapakita na talagang marami pa rin talaga ng mga violators. Most of them, ito yung violation ng ating minimum public health standard. Ito yung ating nakita lang. So yung hindi natin nakita at hindi natin na-accost, hindi natin alam yon. So ito ngayon ang concern natin that during this implementation of alert level system, and we know that in Metro Manila, coordinated ang mga LGUs na level 4. So practically, ang mga establishments are all operating except that for some establishments or activities, meron siyang percentage of seating or venue capacity. So yung ngayon ang challenge na hinaharap ng ating mga pulis.
Sir, can we define those numbers? When you say accosted, does that I suppose that does not necessarily mean arrested, no? What
Arrested?
did you mean by 328,000 for Metro Manila? Ano po yan?
Okay.
Accosted mean
Yeah,
what?
for 328,000, this is for Metro Manila, 59% warning lang binigay natin dyan. Yung 36%, ito yung binigay natin ng ordinance violation receipt. So tinikitan,
Ticket.
and then dapat tubusin nila yan, otherwise baka magkaroon sila ng warrant or kaso. And 5%, ito yung dinala sa police station for other offense. Basically, ang naging guidance nga natin is wala naman talagang, kung meron, walang arestuhan. Kung arestuhin man yan, so bibigyan lang ng panikit or pag dila sa police station, ipaprocess din and i-release din except for other violations, other cases na pwedeng maging reason para ikulong natin sila.
Okay. So, kung may ticket, anong tinutubos? Magbabayad lang.
Yes,
Ganun
babayad
ba
yun na Luchi dun sa Treasurer's Office or kung saan designated ng LGU. Tutubusin nila yun, babayaran nila. Depende dun sa provision ng ordinance existing in that community or city. So pag hindi mo tinubos yan, pwede ma-filean ka ng kaso, record na yan, or pwedeng magkaroon ka ng warrant of arrest for that violation.
So, arrest pa rin. The reason we ask
Potentially.
is because
Well, eventually,
yeah.
pag hindi mo tinubos yan, so pwede kang magkaroon ng kaso at pwede kang, kahit naman kasi very minimal yung offense mo, pwede ka pa rin magkaroon ng warrant for your arrest eventually. Kaya nga, kung binabaliwala natin yan, magkaka-record ka rin. Pag humingi ka ng mga police clearance, may record ka na rin doon. Now, for those violations committed by drivers and ang ating police personnel na nanghuli dyan is merong LTO na panikit, talagang confiscado rin pati ang lisensya.
License, yes. The reason I ask is because you're being called out, no, by this group called Investigate PH. Apparently, it's an independent international commission of investigation into human rights, no. Ang sabi po nila ay bakit nga naman gumagawa ng mga arrests, no? In other words, we're using daw security forces to arrest people, and in fact, they're citing daw 100,000 people that have been arrested, and kumbaga overnight kinulong at the very least, just because they were buying food or collecting some essential need in the dead of night. I mean, parang, I guess, curfew violations. Ano
Yes,
pong
yes, Luchi.
sagot mo
Kaya
dyan?
nga, siguro ka presented that data, itong figures ito, kasi kung sa Metro Manila, 59% ay puro warning lang. But for the entire Philippines, sinabi ko nga na for the past 26 days na MECQ tayo, 1.6 million yung ating na-accost. Accost ang term natin kasi 81% doon ay warning lang. So napakarami ng warningan lang. So kung totoo yung sinasabi nila, edi sana napakarami natin kinulong. In fact, hindi man nga natin kinukulong yan eh. Wala man tayong kinukulong dyan. Except for very few percentage na merong ibang violation, not just non-observance of the protocol. So ano kaya ang alternative na pwedeng i-offer ng mga nagkikriticize sa atin yan? Huwag na natin pansinin yung mga milyon-milyon, libo-libo na yan, di ba? So what will happen to us, di ba? So alam nyo, napakahirap ng role ng ating mga pulis. They're expecting us na napakahigpit, talagang bantayan lahat. And yet, pag inakost mo naman, sasabihin, hinuhuli natin sila. But the just the same, these are the data. For the entire Philippines, 81% of the 1.6 million that we have accosted, or averaging 63.4 thousand per day for the past 26 days, were just warned. 13% lang yung ating binigyan ng ticket. But for Metro Manila, mataas. 36% yung ating tinikitan, 59% yung ating winarningan lang. So, ito yung ating date ang ginagawa, and still, yung pa rin yung ating ini-implement, just like for today. So kagabi, so ang nag-adjust na ang ating curfew. Medyo umikli yung oras niya hanggang alas 4 lang ng madaling araw, mamayang gabi mag-start siya ng 10 o'clock. So still, our police are there, patrolling, visibility effort, as well as to accosting those who are violating this.
General, yung investigate PH, sinabi rin nila, simula daw ng mga lockdown, there was an increase of about 76% in drug war killings every month. Kasi segue na po ako dun sa investigasyon ngayon ng International Criminal Court na yun na nga, itutuloy na daw yung probe nila sa drug war ng Pilipinas. Ano po yung masasabi ninyo?
Well, una-una, yung hindi ko sigurado yung figure na sabihin natin tumaas ba yan, pero kasi bumaba rin talaga siya. But basically for the last 5 years, itong taong ito is napakalayo naman compared sa mga unang panahon. I mean, the first few years nitong 5 years natin. And recently, talagang tayo, nagbigay tayo ng direktiba sa ating mga unit commanders na for any police operation that resulted in the death of either the suspect or the police, kailangan talaga proper investigation. Kumpleto, ballistic examination sa mga nakuhang mga baril, paraffin test or autopsy sa those who were suspects, itong mga namatay, and proper investigation. At ang ating Internal Affairs Service are, sila yung talaga nagkakanda-kagad ng investigation immediately after that. Well, in the case of the ICC, the PNP from the very start, at least during my leadership, binanggit ko naman na we are ready for any investigation. In fact, kami rin nag-initiate na magkaroon ng magandang coordination and cooperation with the DOJ, which was tasked by the President to review these cases. And but just the same, mag-iintay lang kami ng guidance. We belong to a structured or organized institution, and we have a chain of command to follow. But we would like to assure the public na kami naman po talagang lagi inuulit namin is wala dapat itago at mananagot kung may mga pagkakamaling nagawa.
Sir, I think it's interesting that you pointed out na bumagsak yung deaths dun sa drug war. Tama po intindi ko, no? Bumagsak yung deaths dun sa drug war.
Yes, yeah. Hindi trend. Probably,
in recent years.
Kukuha tayo ng data niyan para makita natin
Opo.
yung, at least for these 5 years.
Yep, opo. I mean to ask
Pero
po
yung
kasi...
last year, I have to check yung sinasabi na recently kung compared last year. Well, we can check that.
Yes, sir.
But definitely, ito kasi, sinasabi nga natin, this is dependent. At least from our point of view, itong mga namamatay is dependent on the nature of the operation.
Yes, sir.
Kung talagang meron naglaban na naman dyan, di ba? Hindi natin hahayaan naman na tayong bumalagta dyan. So,
Of course, sir.
But all of this
Yes, sir.
are under
But
investigation.
what I do mean to ask is this, what does this mean na bumagsak po yung numbers ng namatay sa drug war? Does it mean na less effective ngayon ang drug war? Or does it mean that you found a better way of conducting the drug war? Which is which po?
Well, sama-sama na po yan. Kasi marami tayong mga lessons na nakita rin noon, and even nung unang pagdating natin dyan sa labang ito, talagang andyan ang mga sindikato. And nakita rin natin na pati naman mga members ng aming organisasyon is marami pa rin na mga involved sa illegal na droga. And those other members of syndicates, sila rin nag-i-initiate ng kaguluhan. So ito yung dinat na natin. Kaya nga, we can say that many operations has resulted in encounter that resulted in the death of either the suspect or sometimes ng ating police. But eventually, ang focus kasi ng ating police is na-focus na dun sa, we can say, high-value targets. At nakita natin yan with all the information intelligence that we have gained on the previous years and the previous operations. Nakapunta tayo doon sa high-value targets, which resulted in probably lesser operation or lesser death, but mas malaki ubultuhan na nakukuha nating mga ebidensya.
So parang nga pong you found a better way of conducting the drug war. If I'm reading you right, parang
Yes, pwedeng ganon kasi nga nagsimula tayo sa magulo. I mean, nagsimula tayo sa napakaraming kalaban at maraming lumalaban, and eventually nakita natin na even though this indicates, lalo na itong pagpasok ng ating pandemic is tumigil ang operation. Yung last year kasi, kung makikita natin, during the ECQ, talagang restricted ang movement. And pati mga kriminal, restrict din yung kanilang galaw. But eventually, they found ways how to continue these illegal activities. At yun na naman, nagsimula na naman ang ating mga operations against them.
General,
Hindi nyo naman ina-acknowledge by that, sir, na in the beginning, there may have been indiscriminate killings against those suspected of being involved in drugs. Because if you're saying that dati kasi, siyempre magulo pa, baka nga nagkaroon ng mga casualties ng indiscriminate killing.
Well, when we say magulo pa, talagang direct na naman natin is napakalaking problema. All the pillars of the criminal justice system, lahat ay ang daming involvement. Even mga politicians, di ba? Mga government officials, pati mga police, o talagang, kumbaga, parang iba yung ating dinatnan. So yun ang sinasabi natin. Now, for indiscriminate killing, but that is subjective, or that could be subjected to investigation, yung mga situation na yun. Pero clear naman tayo doon kasi nga, probably sinasabi, bakit walang masyadong nananagot o sa mga allegation? Kasi nga, wala namang masyadong, kung merong mga lalabas, hindi naman sila nagreklamo o hindi nagpa-file ng kaso. So they just, air it through the media, which is, tama naman yun. Pero in the conduct of our investigation, recently, ito, nung talagang tinutukan natin yung mga investigasyon, pati yung mga admin cases, and we requested that we urge the public to cooperate with us, getting information, mas maganda yon kasi may naging basis ang ating investigador, particularly in the Internal Affairs Service, in the case of admin cases, na pagbasihan natin pagsagawa ng investigasyon at pagkuha ng mas magandang desisyon.
General, you've opened your files to the Department of Justice, pero ang criticism ng mga human rights groups, kukunti daw yung binigay ninyo.
Well, kasi, yes.
Madagdagan pa ba yan?
Yes, Ami. Actually, available sa amin yan. And itong binigay namin, ito yung nakakita na agad namin ng mga lapses, operation lapses. Yun na nga ang unang binigay namin sa kanila so that they can review, and if the DOJ think na merong dapat na mga criminal cases na idagdag pa doon sa ibang wala pa, kasi marami naman na imbestigahan kami na wala namang mga complainant talaga, on our own lang, nakakita tayo talaga mga lapses, yun ang naging basis natin. Now, for other cases na maraming cases sa amin exonerated, meaning to say, we found ang findings ng ating ng IAS ay ang basehan ay the facts of the case are exonerated sila. So yun ang ating mga basehan. But all of these cases, itong sinasabi nito, may mga folders yan, and this will be made available to the DOJ once na kailangan nila. And may usapan naman kami that these are available for review by the DOJ.
Yung ICC probe, makakasama yung tenure nyo as PNP chief. Paano kung padalhan kayo ng invitation ng ICC? I know you said na you belong to an organization set up na meron chain of command. Pero kung padalhan kayo ng invitation, anong magiging reaction ninyo?
Well, unang-una kasi, Ami, di ba kasi ito is more on political. So let the DFA or the government handle it first. So eventually, kung dumating yun, doon we will cross the bridge pagdating natin doon sa sitwasyon na yun. Pero sa ngayon nga, pinag-uusapan natin, just like what we've been hearing to the officials of the government, our spokes, sinasabi nila yung ating sitwasyon and yung role namin doon. So tingin ko ay sa ngayon, hayaan na lang natin na sinasabi natin that the PNP is open for investigation.
Okay.
General, anong update dun sa missed encounter na nangyari between you and PIDEA?
PIDEA.
na nangyari twice, not just once. I mean,
Yes.
there was a
Yeah, doon sa
more
una,
recent one. Ano na
may-
nangyari doon? Sino na ba talaga may kasalanan doon?
Well,
I mean, of course, you're with the
hindi,
PNP.
nakita
but-
natin doon na, Lucy, nag-file lang, may mga cases, criminal cases, na,
Yes,
na
NBI.
i-refer ang NBI. Meron doon mga respondents ay mga pulis, meron din pinalang kaso din, mga PIDEA. So,
Do you feel vindicated by, well, the fact that it was mainly the PIDEA agents who were charged, no? I just wonder what your reaction is
Well,
to
but
the
my reaction is
NBI
that,
filing.
hayaan natin yon. Pero actually tapos na yon. And nakita natin, because of that, mas nagkaroon kami ng mas magandang coordination. In fact, after that and the other, itong pangalawa na nangyari na salamat naman. I mean, walang disgrasya. So, yun naging basihan para talaga mag-usap kami and we came up with unified operational guidelines para hindi na maulit yun. And sa nangyari pa, more than ever, with the past 2 decades of the creation of PIDEA at pati nakasama ang ating pulis, ngayon lang kami nagkaroon talaga ng napakagandang coordination. In fact, on the recent operations, yung malaking operation, ay talagang magkasama na, on board na, pareho ang PNP at PIDEA with other law enforcement agencies. That resulted in itong napakalaking seizure ng shabu, 4.4 billion worth of shabu in Zambales and Bataan, and just a couple of days or 3 days after that, dito naman sa Cavite, nakadugsong doon na another 500 million for a total of 5.5 billion peso worth of shabu, or more than 800 kilograms of shabu.
General, ang involved dyan, mga Chinese nationals eh. Parang nagiging mas active yata sila ngayon sa drug trafficking. Are you coordinating with Chinese authorities on this?
Yes, meron kaming coordination and yun nga yung isang ating pinupursu. Ito naman mga Chinese, ito ang sinasabi nga natin, talagang nahagip na lang natin sila, pero even before, sila din naman yun. In fact, nung mga times na early years of this administration or even before that, talagang dito mismo ang mga mega shabu laboratory. Kasi nga nakakapasok itong mga chemist and dito mismo kumukuha ng mga raw materials and ingredients at gumagawa ng napakalaming bulto ng mga shabu. But because of this intense campaign, talagang nawala ng laboratory dito. Pero ayun nga, may nakakapasok pa rin. Nahihirapan sila magpalusot dito sa customs, kaya ang ginagamit nila is through the international waters. So itong malalaking barko, based on the information, nilalaglag nila yan. Mga sako-sako na lumulutang na lang. Bawat sako merong 20 kilos of shabu sa loob. And then after that, nakataling dugsong-dugsong, hinihila na lang pump boat o speedboat hanggang makarating sa Pampang dito sa ating coastal areas. And the syndicates that we have neutralized in Zambales, ito talaga bumili na ng lupa nila doon. Isang beach nakatabi, and then meron na ring mga fish pond, at nagkaroon na silang engagement with the public na akala mga legitimate Chinese businessmen.
Pwede bang
Sir, kamusta na ang incidence of crime ngayon? Because there was a time in the early months of the pandemic, no, na bumaba. Are we still on the downtrend, or
Yes.
are you seeing the incidents going up slowly again as we experience pandemic fatigue, and wala, ganun pa rin, no? At pilit na nanunumbalik ba ang krimen, ang mga kriminal?
Which is downtrend pa rin, even though hindi naman talaga baba pa rin siya. Yung pinaka malaking pagbaba is dun sa during the first 3 years of this administration. Ito nga, for the first 5 years, at yun naman ang sinasabi natin, kikumpara natin sa first 5 years of previous administration, 64% ang binaba ng index crime.
Pero nung pandemic, di ba, sir, bumaba?
Yes, bumaba.
Talagang bumaba rin.
Totoo.
Pero ngayon, 1.5 years na,
Yes,
are we
bababa pa rin
seeing
siya.
the same
Yes, same.
downtrend?
Yes, ganun pa rin. Downtrend pa
talaga?
rin siya. Yes. Well, kasi yung kasing deployment naman natin, di ba, nung una nga, nung pagpasok ng pandemic, iniisip natin magkakaroon ng looting. In fact, the first few days, may mga lumabas na, mga text, mga fake news about ina-attempt na papasukin itong mga grocery store. Pero wala tayong nakita na gano'n nangyari. And mabuti naman, siguro dahil na rin yun sa pagbantay ng ating police and other force multipliers. At dahil nga sa latag ng ating deployment, ang primary purpose naman is to enforce itong ating quarantine protocols or health guidelines, dala na rin doon yung crime prevention. Kaya nga yung pinag-uusapan natin about the threat, yung ganyan, dala na rin yun ating police visibility sa ating pagbantay, lalo na sa mga lugar kung saan doon nagkatitipon-tipon ang ating mga kababayan.
Sir, may iba ako ng konti, kung okay lang sa inyo. Kasi lumalapit ang inyong birthday. Well, not for anything, pero I know kasi November kayo, pareho tayong Scorpio eh. Kasabay niya ng inyong retirement.
May magbe-birthday, may magbo-blow out.
Kasabay niya ng inyong retirement. Tama, di ba? Tama, di ba, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Kasi may mga lumalabas sa chismis at ugong-ugong na may balak daw kayong mag-file ng inyong candidacy come next month.
Yan ay mga chismis lang. Tama sinabi mo, mga chismis lang at ugong-ugong. Pero wala po yung ating focus doon. Sa akin lang is ayoko ma-distract. So the remaining 2 months in my service, being the Chief PNP and the member of the police organization, i-maximize ko lang talaga ito hanggang makarating doon sa finish line. Na nagawa ko lahat ng pwede kong gawin with my limited time and the stint as the Chief PNP.
Sir, you're saying you will not be going to the COMELEC before October 8? Tama ho ba?
Opo, tama po yun.
Pero may nagpadala na ba sa inyo ng feelers, General, to recruit you? Meron na bang grupo na nag-sound out?
Yan ang mga chismis-chismis din. Ma'am Ami, ikaw talaga. Yung tama sabi ni Ed, hayaan mo na lang na chismis.
Yan ang Philippine Star eh.
Hayaan mo na chismis at ugong-ugong.
Meron.
Meron, that's not ano.
Pero I'm sure hindi ka naman magre-retire eh. Anong balak mo, General?
Magre-retire po talaga ako. November 13 is my
Hindi,
retirement.
magre-retire kayo from PNP, pero
But from
I'm
public
sure
service?
you will continue to do work. So the question is, what kind of retirement work will you be doing?
Alam niyo, marami ka namang paraan para makatulong. Even as a ordinary citizen, observer, pwede ka rin makatulong pa rin. So, hayaan na lang po natin na tulungan niyo ako na mag-focus muna sa aking trabaho. Napakaraming hamon at challenges na aming hinaharap at ito pong remaining 2 months ko sana madagdagan pa yung effort na ginagawin natin in winning the hearts and mind. Yung bang dagdag pa na tiwala at kumpiyansa ng ating mga kabayan sa ating kapulisan.
Sir, baka maging influencer vlogger kayo.
Baka may YouTube channel na rin kayo, sir, ha?
BBI ka niyan.
Okay. Maraming salamat, sir. PNP Chief Guillermo ELEAZAR, sir. Maraming salamat for joining us tonight at ingat po.
Maraming salamat din po.
Thank you,
Magandang gabi.
sir.
Ingat po tayong lahat. Maraming salamat.
And before we go, for those that would want to extend their help to residents affected by Typhoons Jolina and Kiko, you may donate to the Alagang Kapatid Foundation through any of the bank accounts being flashed right now on your screens. That'll be all for this Thursday edition of The Chiefs. We hope what was discussed here will keep the conversation going. A reminder as well to our viewers, mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Ed Lingao.
I'm Mami Pamintuan of the Philippine Star.
And I'm Lucy Cruz Valdez of News 5, and we are One News.